Now let's go over some of the key features in the project window. So first I want to select the project I want to make the options for. For the first tab we have general. So under general you can change the project ID and the project name as well. For the status you have active. This is by default, but you can change it into inactive. For example, the project is completed or planned. Maybe the project is a tender, so it is not active, it is just a planned. Sometimes you need also to work with what if scenarios, so hypothetically if I make these changes, what would be the critical paths for this specific project. So you can choose the status is what if. By default the project is active. You can also choose the responsible manager from the OBS we created here, the construction managers, QC managers. For the whole project it is recommended that you assign the project manager himself. A check out and a check in, this is basically if you are working on collaboration tool or integrated Primavera, like there is a version of Primavera where you can collaborate with other project team members. So you can choose the status here, check the in or check the out. The project website, if there is a website for the project, and you can launch it whenever you want to. You can see the website on the browser. For financial period calendar you keep it as it is. It is different from the project calendar, so do not confuse both. This is the financial period calendar, so just keep it as it is by default. For the notebook you can have some some notes for your project. I can add, for example, so you can, when you click add, you can have options of notebook topics. So you can choose maybe the status report, for example. You can also employers records, for example, the LOA that was issued for this specific project. The third tab is budget log. So you can create budget change log. So say, for example, we have $100,000 for this specific project and we wanted to make a change, like increase the budget. You can click add and choose the date of reporting. For example, I want like this date, for example, 8th of August 2021, and the amount I want to increase by $20,000, and maybe responsible by the accounting manager or it is issued by the project manager. Status, is it pending, is still under review? When it's approved you can click the status, approved, not approved, and the reason for that. Is it maybe the tender documents weren't clear, for example? Maybe the estimation of the project wasn't accurate in certain activities. So instead of maybe estimating $10,000 for one activity, maybe it should have taken maybe $12,000. So you got the point. This is the reason. You can specify here, and the change number. So this is number 1. You can add multiple changes and assign one number here. For dates, you have the planned start date, for the project start date, and data date also. You can choose it from here or inside the project. When we schedule the project, you can also change the data date of the reporting, and must finish by. So let's say the project has 2 years. This is the start date, 8th of August 2021, and it will be completed on 8th of August 2023. Must finish by, it should be 1 day after the project completion. So must finish by, so you click here, 2023 August and 8th of August. So this is a project completion, but for the must finish by we have to have 1 day after. The reason for that is when you deal with dates in Primavera P6, it always assumes that it is 7 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock or the beginning of the day, not the end of the day. So the project planned to start 8th of August. I am running the program 8th of August at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. Okay, so must finish by, so you want to make sure that 8th of August 2023 is all completed before the project is completed as well. So you must finish by 1 day after. So here the Primavera will recognize that you are running the program 9th of August, 7 a.m., which means all the work or the planned work that took place on 8th of August 2023 is already taken into consideration. So this is very, very important. So you have to make sure it is 1 day after the project completion. Funding sources. So what are my funding sources? Is it only client? Maybe you have a small project in your company and they wanna take the revenue of other projects and fund the current project with, for example. So this is a sources of funding, you know, the revenue, or maybe you wanna have inside project, for example, for the company. So the company wants to make facilities for the laborers or accommodation facilities. So how you wanna fund that? So you can keep, maybe you can add funding source that I will take the revenue or the payments from project XYZ. Then I will fund this project with. For codes, the overall code for this project. So you can assign, but we do not have any projects right now, project codes. So you can go to enterprise project codes. So the nature of the project, for example, let's say, so if you want to create project codes, you want to go to modify, and let's say that I have buildings. The nature of the project is building. Okay, and no, you delete that. So this is a high level, so this is building. Okay, you click close, and whatever you create and modify, you can choose from the drop down menu. So I have buildings here. Inside the buildings, the categories of buildings, you can have it in this window. So you can have admin building or commercial building, and also maybe residential building. So let's have, this is a nature of commercial building, like offices. So you can have, this is only the code, the value, and the description is commercial building. You can also have residential. Click close. Now you are ready to choose to assign your code. Click assign. Okay, so this is it's the residential building. For the defaults, we will skip right now. We will have a different lecture about defaults, because you have first to understand how to add activity resources. So you will understand what types here, the defaults for new activities, calendar also. So we did not come to that yet. So later we will have a separate video about defaults. For resources, it is like, this is the one you specified at the beginning when you created the project. So just keep it by default. It's a price per unit, and that's it. Keep everything as it is. And the resources also can be assigned to the same activity more than once. Nothing is wrong with that. So you can uncheck it. It depends on the nature of your project. For settings, you can have here the baseline for earned value calculation, project baseline, or user's primary baseline. So we can have either one of them, or so it means that when you assign a project, you can assign multiple baselines. For example, you want to compare the schedule update with the schedule update of the previous window, as well as the baseline schedule. So which one you want to create earned value calculation comparison. So you can specify it here. Define critical activities, total float less than or equal to 0 hour. So you keep it. So anything below 0 is a critical activity. And fiscal year begins on first day of January. Okay, maybe in other parts of the world like China, so they start the year, I think, in like by end of February. And this is some formatting, the separating code for WBS. You want to have dot, for example, it's up to you. So this is an overall of the key attributes to a specific project. And in the next video, we will explain how to create a WBS. I will see you in the next video.